Bane is going to be part of the Peacemaker's second season, likely as one of the primary antagonists. That's right, we've got the inside scoop. Hey, James Gunn here. Don't you know by now to make really sure of this stuff before posting? This is bullshit. No one knows what's coming but me, and even I don't fully know. Look at that. No tag, and yet James Gunn, as always, finds the BS. Now, does this guy do absolutely anything other than sit on social media all day and scour it for people making shit up about his movies and TV shows? Honestly, if that was what he was spending his time on, it would explain some things. What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Fresh back with another video from my personal favorite subreddit, r/QuitYourBS. Now, I promise that is the full extent of the James Gunn slander that's going to happen, but we will lay into some crypto bros, so hang around for that. I really want to slap my family, and I don't blame you, but of course the picture is stolen. I really don't think that that's your family, but that's irrelevant. The fact the post is stolen, it's a given. Do y'all really not put your open sauces in the fridge? So basically, somebody claims on r/mildly infuriating that they were billed over $2 million for a week in the hospital. They get called out by somebody in the comments that the exact same thing happened to somebody, 80 days ago. But again, we've established before, same copy, same picture. It's a bot. But you don't need to hear me say it. I paid somebody else to say it for me. 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a bot, it's a bot. It pretends to be a person, but it's not.
After many years, me and my wife's Slytherin bedroom is complete. Oh, well, that's a style. That's really cool and beautiful. It reminds me of this very photo from Google Images. Look, guys, if you're gonna lie on Facebook about the weird bedroom styling that you may or may not have, at least use something that doesn't look like a overpriced Airbnb outside of Universal Studios, okay? Futurama actor John DiMaggio says he deserves more money to play Bender in the revival of Futurama. Nope. That's clickbait. Now, I've never seen a picture of the guy who voices Bender in Futurama, but yeah, that looks like exactly what I'd expect. I'm a homeless woman that lives around Energy Park. Ask me anything. Oh yeah? You're also a neurologist, an astrophysicist at NASA, a male prostitute, and Governor Greg Abbott. Wow. What an accomplished individual. Finland Olympic team's temporary accommodation after complaints about leaking roof. Oh, look at that. This is literally just the first thing that pops up when you Google old mattress in old building. Seems legit. You can find this photo along with similar ones at this link. It's a joke, you fucking douchebag. Okay, then at the most, this is in the wrong sub. Okay, there's no way that this is the first thing that pops up if you just Google old mattress in old... Yep, nope, there it is. I stand corrected. Caught this big feller on my hunting trip. Love to go hunting to get away from the naggy wife. Oh, look at that. That's the largest squirrel I've ever seen, and it's not particularly close. Now, it's not real. I don't know if it's just purely photoshopped, if it's entirely fake. Who knows how it came to be, but this man did not stumble across a squirrel on his hunting trip. What I'm also concerned about, though, is let's revisit this caption. Caught this big feller on my hunting trip? Fine. Love to go hunting to get away from the naggy wife. Why do people insert things like this? Completely unnecessary. Absolutely nobody else needs to hear about this, and I hope that your relationship is healthier than the way that you portray it online. That's okay, work PC. You start when you want to start. Now, I'm no PC expert, but I don't think that they're supposed to look like that. Oh, actually, there's nothing wrong with your hardware at all. The icons on the bottom are fine. Your wallpaper is the only fucked up thing here. Well, in typical PC nerd fashion, this dude got immediately called out for being a phony, and in even more typical PC nerd fashion, the comment wars raged on over on r/QuitYourBS after the fact about whether that call out was warranted, if it was an actual error, or if the whole thing was just a bit, and on the part of both the original poster and the commenter. Nobody seems to have definitive proof of anything, but everybody is definitely sure that they've proved their particular point absolutely. Classic. So this is a series of tweets from Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, and here's how it goes. Some folks asked for details on how our Super Bowl ad came to be, and here is the quick backstory. We bought it not knowing what we would do. Initially, an outside agency pitched us a bunch of standard Super Bowl ad ideas, and I didn't like any of them. Standard Super Bowl ads tend to be gimmicky, celebrity cameo driven, going for a laugh, etc. And side note, it never made any sense to me why I should like a product because a famous person got paid to say that they like it. So we went back and brainstormed, came up with a bunch of wild ideas. Some of these we will do down the road, but didn't have enough time to produce. Think Apple 1984, some crypto native stuff, etc. We were running short of time, a few weeks, and one of the original ideas we had included putting a QR code at the end. This was partially inspired by Reddit's superb owl commercial at previous Super Bowl. Key insight was, if you can only flash something on the screen for a moment, people will Google it later. How do we get them from TV to phone to convert? Actually, this was inspired by presentations that our agency showed your team on 818, pages 19 to 24, and 10:7, pages 11 to 18, with ad concepts for the Super Bowl with floating QR codes on a blank screen. So basically, Kristen here has called out the CEO of Coinbase for straight up cutting out the ad agency who actually came up with this. And this call out was viral enough with 12,500 likes that somebody else who works in Coinbase marketing responds to that call out and says, actually, the Coinbase team and I deeply value our partners. The fit with our creative partner Accenture Interactives was seamless, so much to the extent that our CEO actually thought we were a single team when presenting work. Multiple agencies, including these several others, pitched us ideas that included QR codes for several different campaigns. However, none of the ideas from any of our partners were conceptually what we were looking for and remained on the cutting room floor. Only when this other one onboarded and came up with the idea of inserting a QR code in a popular meme did we greenlight the idea. The meme as a conceptual underpinning was creative genius and a unique use of the QR code and was what unlocked our Super Bowl success. So this is multi-layered in a bunch of senses. First of all, there are two separate callouts in this. First, we get the ad agency or somebody from an ad agency calling out the CEO of a company worth billions of dollars, and then we get another employee calling out the ad agency, not so much to say this is bullshit, but rather to explain the fact that the co-founder and CEO of this multi-billion-dollar company had assumed that his own creative department had not used any kind of outside creative support or agency interaction to come up with this particular Super Bowl ad. What do you do as a husband if your wife of 15 years tell you that from now onwards she gets to decide if she wants to have sex with you or not? She will also have sex with other men who she finds attractive because my body, my rules is her new motto. Wait a second. You say you've been married 15 years, but in another thread you mentioned going on a date with a girl who had Tinder, which, as far as I know, is not 15 years old. And here your ex was in your house while you were on Zoom, which is also not 15 years old. So, what's the deal, dude? Okay, more importantly, what's the deal with the fucking question in the first place? If your wife decides that from now on she gets to say when she wants to have sex with you, who was saying that before? Original content. After 15 years, I flew across the US to meet my best friend for the first time. Thanks, Xbox Live. Aw. So wholesome. Always love to see these kinds of posts. This is Jason Momoa and Channing Tatum. r/QuitYourBS if this isn't a joke. Well, thank God they qualified with that because, of course, it's a joke. It has 2,000 upvotes on r/pics, one of the largest subreddits, possibly the largest subreddit on the platform. It features two of the most famous actors in the world, and it's making fun of a current trend. And for everybody playing along at home, you get bonus points if you can tell me in the comments section right now, without checking, how many O's are in the actual r/whoosh subreddit name. Next up is a segment that we haven't really done before. Now, I thought it would be fun to check back on an old post, see if our BS call still holds up. Now, today we've got the infamous Vegas Dave and some of the worst Photoshop that I've ever seen featured a few months back, maybe mid-2021 on the channel. So basically, this guy Vegas Dave tweets, hey, look at my buddy, we're in business together, crypto, making a ton of money, isn't this great? He tags him. The guy who got tagged is like, what the I don't know you, I'm not involved in your business, please don't say this, and everybody else with half a brain says, wow, that's some of the worst Photoshop that I've ever seen in my entire life. And to state the obvious, the Photoshop is still terrible Photoshop, because that's never really been the question. As far as this business goes that if you listened to Dave and bought into his ever-hyped Cardano back when that tweet was sent, that was May 15th, you'd still have almost 40% of your money. And as for the man himself, well, if he really is as diamond-handed as he might claim to be, he'd still have almost 2/3 of the money he started off with. Oh, and his Twitter account is private, so that's definitely a sign that everything is going super great.